Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerds with Mics. This is episode 143. I am Travis.
I'm Justin.
And today we are talking about our most anticipated games for 2024. I'm excited to have this conversation. I've been actually getting back in the games here more recently, and there are a few that I'm looking forward to this week, or this year, I should say. So without further ado, let's get into it. For those of you, if this is your first time joining us, we're a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, technology, and pretty much anything pop culture. So we appreciate you giving us a listen. Please make sure you give us a like or a view and share us with your friends. So let's go ahead and dive into what we've been up to for the week. I guess I'll go ahead and start because my week's not anything crazy versus when we recorded last week. So I think I had mentioned that I dove back into Final Fantasy. So I am currently 84, almost to 90, almost to that 90 mark. I am currently trying to rank up so I can buy my first apartment. So
nice, dude. I will give you the money if you come to my.
I mean,
server.
I think I have a million. I don't know if that's good or not, but
you need like $3.5 million to get a house.
To get a house, so a house is different than an apartment, I assume.
Oh yeah, you want a house on my? Okay, listen. I know we've talked.
You're really just.
Listen, if you
maybe I just need to move my whole friend group over, and we can all.
You
benefit.
do, yeah. I'll give everyone some walking around money. You know, we'll have our own little crime syndicate. But no.
Is your basement renos done yet, or also
not yet? No, it's still currently a dungeon for activities. But no, I've actually put in for a medium-sized house the other day. I'm waiting on this lottery to finish, but there are a ton of small houses available on my server. Definitely worth checking out.
Well, I will drop a hint to them and see what they'll be willing to do to come over, because they've been saving for a minute. I know they have.
Oh, I will hook. How many friends are there?
2, possibly a fourth, like a third joining us. So
I will give them
Alex and my friend Christian, but they're also trying to get Preston to join as well.
I will give them each enough money to get a house.
You have that much money?
I have over 100. Yeah, 100 million.
Okay, well, I'll talk to him tonight about it.
All right.
I'll say, how's the sugar daddy sound?
You have to do all my crafting and gathering.
I said he may make us perform in his dungeon from
time to time. No, don't say that.
What's funny though is Alex. They each, I think, pretty much have every character, but the only one that Alex doesn't have, he said he now wants to do, is he wants to create a bard, because he sees people playing and performing like real songs and stuff. Yeah. I was like, he could DJ house parties.
So there's actually there's 2 guys on my server. There's a guy that cosplays in game as Ganondorf, another guy that cosplays as Link, and they actually have like the
saxophone.
No, but like you'll see him just running around. They're like almost like local celebrities on this server. It's kind of cool. But yeah, like whenever you gather around like at the crystals and people are like putting on concerts, and whenever they're putting on concerts and it's like a full song, like how do you even like combat like the latency with that? Like how are you that in sync with each other? It's amazing.
That is amazing. I know that I saw a website where you can actually get macros that will import songs for you, essentially. So you just hit a button and it just plays it. So it could be that. Looks like your camera's frozen there just a smidge.
It probably is. I noticed, so those of you, well, we're not live, so I guess it's not a big deal, but I noticed that there was some issues with my connection. And turns out I was connected on our extender all the way down at the other end of the house. So while you were talking, I switched it real quick. So I missed a few seconds of you talking.
Nah, you're good.
As usual, it wasn't worth my time.
Whoa. No, I was talking about how I saw a website where you can get macros that allow you to hit a button and it plays real songs, essentially. So maybe they just are synced up on those macros.
Cheating. That takes away from it, the magic.
I mean, yeah. But I've also restarted, per your recommendation, restarted Final Fantasy VII Remake. I decided perfect game for the handheld. So I put it on my handheld. I've been playing it in the evenings after getting in bed. I also, for some odd reason, got a wild hair to buy Marvel's Midnight Suns. Because
bought it?
I bought it on Steam. Yeah.
Oh, so I got that on PS5.
Yeah. I wanted it on a handheld.
Okay.
But I didn't realize it. I mean, obviously, I knew it was card based, but the play style is very similar, like Divinity and Baldur's Gate 3, which I did not know. Yeah, it from what I've played like maybe an hour of it so far, but it's pretty good. And then outside of that, I've been still watching The Office for some reason. In season 9, I typically I tend to not make it through that far. Man, I forgot how big of a jerk Andy is in season 9.
They really so like
He
at
was
that point,
filmed.
I
I
think
think there was conflict with his schedule, which is why he was out most of the season. But
The Hangover.
I did not like what they did with his story arc at all.
Yeah, and I think at that point BJ Novak and Mindy Kaling had left, so like it was like new writers, and they thought, you know what, let's just destroy Andy's character because like Andy was always like an annoying character, and like he was like this, kind of like snobby guy, but he was never like mean or bad, right? He was just
Right.
like somebody that would annoy you, and they turned him into like a major douche, which is
Well,
unfortunate.
and the thing is like they went with the story arc where his family was broke and he was basically trying to help them out, which made him look like a really like stand up guy. And you're like, oh,
Yeah,
Andy's actually on top of his stuff for once. And they could have just kept like riding that high and taking him out because he had to go away from work because he had so much family stuff going on. But it was like the whole like boat, and then he turns into an islander, and I'm just like, just why? You know what I mean? Like, it just
yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Like, especially after coming back from like going all the way to Florida to get Aaron and all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. It just seemed like the complete opposite direction.
That season, I mean, the finale, they absolutely crushed the finale, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, there are some things that are kind of weird, but I just kind of feel like I don't know. It just overall that season's kind of rough, and I
Yeah.
don't. It's really running out of steam at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having David Wallace back is nice. I wish they kind of would have made him like a major character.
Yeah. I like
But
the
yeah,
drama between, I forgot there was so much drama between Pam and Jen in the last season. Kind of sad, really.
yeah, and the Brian the boom mic guy. Oh
Yeah.
my god, there's well, I'm not even gonna get to it. There's one part in that final season where I'm like, I want to die watching this. It's so bad.
Yeah. The
And
scene where the scene where he goes up and basically like keeps that guy from punching Pam. It's like, that's some real bad acting.
that dude, he was on Lost. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
dead now too. He died.
Oh, Brian the Boom guy?
No, not him. The guy that was gonna
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess beat up Pam.
That's why I was confused. I was
I
like,
don't know
oh,
what his goal was to like beat up Pam.
yeah, I don't know.
Dude, if Brian wasn't there, Pam, yeah, that'd be pretty
Yeah.
rough to watch.
Yeah. I also made a, I decided to make a decision to watch that. There's this, God, I don't even want to say this out loud. There's a new movie with Jennifer Lopez on Amazon Prime. It's kind of like a musical movie. It's like 60, it's only 60 minutes, called This Is Me Now. And it's basically like a story of her life, essentially, done, told in music form. Man, if
What made you put that on?
I don't know. If I just thought the trailer looked cool at first. I like musicals, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. It wasn't a great choice. Wasn't a
Yeah.
great choice. There were so many other movies I could have watched.
So speaking of musicals, I do want to ask you: have you seen I don't say this right? The groundhog though. It's Puxatani Phil. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Have you seen the TikTok video where the person wrote the musical about his wife, Phyllis, and how she can't keep up with this life? And it's amazing. It started off as just one guy writing this part, and then it's blown up to where like a bunch of people are now. They've written other pieces to the song, so it's a full blown like ensemble. I'll send it later. It's truly amazing. Like it's really good.
Okay.
It made me want a Groundhog Day musical. So
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
yeah.
What starring Bill Murray or what?
No, just about the actual groundhogs,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
not Bill Murray. He can stay home.
All right. So outside of that, that's pretty much all I've been up to. What about you?
Well, I did have a follow-up question. You kind of blew right through Final Fantasy VII Remake. How are
Oh,
you liking it?
I'm liking it. Like I said, before I had played a decent bit, but honestly, going back after it's been some time, I forgot how polished the gameplay is. Number
Yeah.
one, but also like graphics are awesome too. Like,
Yeah, dude, wait,
but
these 7 Rebirth.
yeah, have you started? Wait, it's out in March.
No, it's out
Where-
Thursday.
Oh, is it out Thursday? Okay.
Thursday or Friday, the 29th, whatever day that is.
Oh, okay, so it's right on the corner, and you're
How far into Remake are you, do you think?
well. No, I mean, I
You
just
just
started
said
a
no.
few days. No, I just did chapter 1. But keep in mind, I think when we talked before, I played all the way till where Cloud is in that fashion show.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's like halfway through, I think. So
He's trying to woo Don Cornero, or
yeah.
Corneo. I forget his name.
Yeah. So but yeah, but I'm liking it so far. I plan on playing some when I after I get off the podcast tonight. So
I think I just mainlined the campaign. I didn't do the side quests. I do have intentions to go back and do the side quest, but realistically, I probably won't because Rebirth's going to be like 100+ hours. Um,
Is it
but
going to
I
be
met
much? Is it going to be much larger than this one?
probably, yeah. And
How many
IGN did a
hours
thing.
is this one? If you mainline the story, 7, just right.
7 remake. I mainlined it about 25 to 28 hours,
Oh,
I
that's not
think.
too. That's not too bad.
And then I did the DLC, the integrated DLC, which was like another 2 hours. You don't have to do that. It takes place like before a pretty major event in 7 remake, which if you're familiar, you probably know what I'm talking about. Um, but you could skip it if you wanted to. It just introduces a character from the original game, and also again, she'll be in Rebirth. Um, but Rebirth, I think they said was going to be like 100. Well, no, people on IGN did like a how long did it take to beat? And I think like the guy that mainlined it did it in 30, but to do like everything, it's like over 100 hours, I think.
Which I assume you'll want to do all the side quests in that.
I'm going to do quite a bit. I'm not going to platinum that game only because what I believe I read you have to beat it on hard, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it on just normal because like I struggle as it is on normal. I'm not here for any sort of torture. So
Yeah.
I will platinum it by my own standards,
Okay.
which is fine probably.
That's
Um,
fair.
yeah. So
All right. Well, oh, and also today I booted up and did the tutorial, but I haven't done my first match of Helldivers. So
do you like it?
that dude, it cracks me up. It's so over the top. What did you name your ship?
Empire of the Stars, I think, or
Mine
Emperor of the
was
Stars.
Fist of Glory.
Oh God, I didn't see that one.
I wanted to do Fist of Freedom, but I thought it was too on the nose, so I did Fist of
That's a
Glory.
good one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hop on and play with us. I've been playing a lot of Helldivers too. I played a bunch this weekend. The servers are finally working out, which is great because they were pretty rough for a while. I've been playing a ton of Siege, which they just announced their year 9 content for the year, their year
You
9
think they'll ever
roadmap.
just drop a new game, or you just go keep?
I'm glad you said that because the guy who's over the game dropped some serious shade at Overwatch 2 the other day, where he was just like, it doesn't make sense for us to make another game. And he's like, I don't want to, I'm paraphrasing, so this isn't a direct quote,
Oh,
but he was like, you can't just, release the same game and put a 2 at the end of it. And I was like, oh, got him.
have they done graphical updates with Siege along the way?
It got a PS5 update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, PS5 and Xbox
So they
Series
don't
update.
theoretically need to release a new. That's the only reason I even said a new one, because typically with those things comes like better graphics and stuff. But if they've already updated that, then I guess there's no need to if they're continuing to add content.
Yeah, and while the game does have microtransactions, I am defending billionaire companies. The game does have microtransactions, but all of the content, like actual meaningful content, as far as like operators, maps, whatever game
Yeah,
modes, they're all free. You get all of that for free. So it's only if you want a skin for your character that you have to
for
pay
free.
real money for free. There is a battle pass. Gonna be honest with you, all of my friends, we got it. We blew through it in like I don't know 3 weeks probably, and it's like we've been kind of waiting around for the last 3 or 4 weeks waiting for the new one. So
Gotcha.
um, yeah, if you do the battle pass, so if you do the battle pass, you do get the new op like day one. Otherwise, you have to save up in-game credits, which uh to get it, which it's pretty generous. For reference, I have over 70,000 and they're 25,000 each. So
Oh,
I could buy the next 2 without spending a dime.
look
Um
at you.
yeah, no, I'm very financially savvy when it comes to my Rainbow Six renown credits. But aside from Siege and Helldivers, that's really all I've been playing. We are watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine again because we did finish The Office season 7 Superfan episodes. We probably won't continue beyond that until season 8 Superfan. So, yeah, really, it's been kind of a slow week as far as entertainment goes.
I do have a question before we get into our
Yeah,
news topics. What's your thoughts on the announcement that they're coming out with an NCAA football game? I know you're not a bit. Are you a big college football? I don't ever
oh,
hear
yeah.
you talk. Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like diehard. I'm not like painting my chest and going to games, but I watch football pretty much anytime it's on. So this has been announced for a while, but it's now actually there was always some sort of skepticism around it,
Yeah.
but now it's very much real. Like we're getting information on the game modes. We're getting like colleges and universities posting like we're in the game, which I think is really cool because of the whole like it's in the game or whatever.
Oh
Or
yeah.
EA Sports, it's in the game. That's what it was. Um, So like that's happening, and they said there's going to be a full reveal in May. They did a little teaser trailer, which was really cool. It didn't really give you anything. They still haven't given us anything as far as like a trailer or even
Yeah.
like a screenshot. But the fact that it's coming is really cool. They did say one thing that was a little concerning is that NCAA football players can opt in to have their likeness and name in the game, and if they do, they get $600 stipend per year and a copy of the game. Doesn't sound like a lot, but let's face it, they were getting zero before.
Yeah.
However, if they opt out, EA has said that you will not be able to create them in the game. So I don't know if that means there won't be a character creator
Oh,
or a player creator or roster editing, because in the old NCAAs, editing rosters was a big deal. If you go to sites like Operation Sports, you're going to find forums where people are still updating the rosters for NCAA football 14 and sharing them with complete up-to-date rosters. So
just
with
the names though, not with play or with actual player appearances too, or no?
names, they'll update the appearances, they'll update the accessories, they'll update the ratings. I mean, it's like a full-time job for some of these people. So if they take that away, I feel like the community is going to be pretty pissy about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they may fall back on 14 still. 14 holds up very, very well. So they need to make sure they don't. It needs to have a player creator, and it needs to have some sort of sharing capabilities, because we don't want this. We've waited 10 years for this. You know,
Yeah.
don't make us regret the wait. Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I was just curious. I saw that and I was just wondering what your thoughts were on it.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. We need a college basketball game. I'd love to see college hoops come back. Choops.
Choops.
2K5? No, I forget the last. 2K8. Yeah, that was a good
I
one.
had a college basketball game back on PS1
Yikes, that's Grandpa.
with the old tall cases. I don't know if you remember the
I
PS1
do
days.
remember the tall ones. Yeah,
Yep. It was basically like NBA jams, but college players essentially is what it was.
nice,
It even
nice.
had the he's heating up. Yeah,
He's from downtown.
that's right.
Um, so let's move on just a little to a little game called Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, let's do that.
So the devs, it's developers, for those of you for you unsophisticated
You
turds out there,
uncultured swine.
you uncultured swine now, they're dealing with some threats. So Baldur's Gate 3 fans, it's a tough thing. I'm like you now, Baldur's Gates. um,
Pluralizing everything. The
plural,
Walmarts.
some Baldur's Gate 3 fans are frustrated. They're frustrated with the lack of mod tools and stability issues post patch 6. So Larian has asked players to stop sending threats to developers over the game's current lack of mod support. I feel like that never should have to be said by anyone,
No.
but yeah, don't do that. Official modding tools have been teased for later this year. So at the moment, it has been kind of a rough ride for people wanting to use any sort of mods in the reigning game of the year, and probably one of the best games we've ever seen come out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's crazy, especially like when they've poured, I think it was over 6 years into this game, right? Like, the fact that you're going to threaten them over, and the thing is like they had even, like, to your point, they had even already said that, hey, these tools are coming, they're just not here yet. To be sending threats on something that was already promised that will be there at some point in time, they just need to chill. I mean, if you look at the support that like Divinity 2 got and the mod support that it got, it'll be there. It's just going to take time.
And that game has full-on conversion mods, so like it'll be worth it when it comes. There's that full-on like Lord of the Rings conversion mod for Divinity.
Yeah, there's that. There's also the one for I think they did a Game of Thrones mod as well.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
And then they even had one where it was a mod to they added like 30 or 20 or 30 new forms to the druid form, like that wasn't in the original game, just like somebody did like in the community, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, super sad. Now you were saying, so next we're going to talk a little bit about Sony, but today you said you had some experience with a new feature that Sony is rolling out, right?
Yeah, so they did they announced today a Sony Passkey, which allows you to kind of like log in with your mobile device. It'll pop up a QR code, you scan it. That sounds great, right? It was nothing but a headache for me, and it could just be first day, jitters on their part, but It's no secret. I don't think that Travis and I game share on PlayStation, which is a pretty nice feature. We are related by blood and we live in the same house, so there's no issue there.
Yeah.
Um,
He's in the room next door, right over there.
yeah, he's just over there.
Yeah.
It's just we do this in separate rooms, different states. But I could definitely see it being a headache for people who game share or just people who maybe you access. So from my personal experience, and like I said, maybe it was just first day jitters, maybe I was doing it wrong, but I tried to log into the app, the PlayStation app on my phone, and it goes, "Oh, passkey time." It scans my face and it goes, "Oops, you guys scan this QR code." I'm
Oops.
like, "Well, hold on. This is my phone. That's what I use to scan the QR code." It goes, "No problem. Send an email. We'll send an email and you can log in that way." It sends the email. I click on the link in the email. It takes me back to the same oops page. So I'm like, okay, so I can't get into my account now. Fortunately, I was already logged in on the computer still from originally setting it up. So I just undid everything. But like it made me log in 2 total times. Every time I tried to log in, it made me log in pretty much. I'd already had it open on the web browser, so it
Sounds
like wasn't
great.
a huge deal. It really wasn't. And I could definitely see that if you do game share with your blood related family that live in the same house as you, that it would be a pain to like have to log in as them each time
Yeah.
to access their library.
Yeah.
Um, so it just for me, it wasn't for me, but that's like not even the topic you had written down here, but
No,
like
no, no, no.
we
But
added it on here.
yeah, yeah. Well, I said that for this reason.
Yeah.
I wanted you to set me up for those
But
reasons.
that's
So
not all Sony did.
yeah, so Sony supposedly is working on a new avatar creation system. Sony's new patent hints at advanced avatar customization for players using real world objects and human body features. They are also speculating that the avatar creation tool could be put and integrated into VR titles and social platforms, setting a new direction for Sony brands. So maybe they'll start having some. Remember back on PS, was it PS3? They had that. Was it the game called? Was it Life or something? It was like social. You could just go hang out or home.
PlayStation Homes.
Yeah, home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe a new version of that, maybe just in VR, possibly. Right now, it's still unclear if the patent will ever be used for commercial products or not. But I'm hoping that this avatar creation system is better than what they tried to implement with Passkey. That's what I was getting at.
I have another Sony nugget for all of you.
Oh yeah, a little turd nugget.
Little, maybe I don't know. So it did come out on a few days ago. Tom Warren from The Verge, who is a very credible
That son of a bitch.
person. What?
I don't know. I'm just
Uh,
kidding.
he reported the other day that Sony is now testing PSVR 2 support for PC, and that Sony hasn't said that it will for sure happen, but they are testing using PSVR 2 on PC, which
I
would
mean,
make it pretty awesome.
yeah, that'd be great. Do you still have a VR too? I know you were trying to sell it to me a long time ago.
No, I get too sick. I can't do it. I
Oh
can't do
yeah,
it.
that's true.
Yeah, I get really bad motion sickness. I have to take Dramamine every time I want to play. I'm like 15 minutes and I'm ready to go to sleep. So
Yeah,
not
yeah. I
for
don't.
me, unfortunately. It's super. I will say, in the brief time I had with it, it was very, very cool. It looks very good on the PSVR too. The games too, like Horizon was uh pretty ridiculous. I played a shooting game, a couple shooting games. Um, it's a very, very great piece of tech. It just if you get motion sick, it's rough.
Oh
Marley's back.
yeah, somebody is recording, or somebody has just rang my doorbell, and I don't
Somebody
know.
rang your doorbell. Do we need to take a quick break?
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work, but yes, I'll be
All
right back.
right.
And we're back. So
That felt
while
really
the
fast.
yeah, I know it
Like
was
a
super quick.
second we
It
were
was
gone.
super quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So oddly enough, I know that the PlayStation VR wasn't for you, but I'll tell you something that is for you because I know you're a big fan. Is the show Community, and I think
Love
you
it.
have some. I think you have some news around that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So a couple weeks ago, Donald Glover, who you may know as Childish Gambino, or I mean, he's absolutely blown up. He's a mega superstar. Who also played Troy Barnes on this show years ago. He said a couple weeks ago that the community script was done. However, that's not entirely true. It's almost finished. Dan Harmon clarifies that the script is near completion and it will be set at Greendale Community College during a college reunion Abed will be filming a documentary. He'll be directing it. And as of right now, most of the original cast members are set to return, including Donald Glover. I don't. I remember when they announced the cast a while back. Yvette Nicole Brown was left off, and of course Chevy Chase for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Yvette Nicole Brown will come back in some way. But that show had other stars too, like John Oliver, um, Jonathan Banks, who was from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Paget Brewster, Keith David. I mean, it had like a lot of people that kind of came in near the tail end. John Oliver was there kind of from the beginning. They came back. So I don't know if they will all return. That's a lot of famous people to try to wrangle in. I would just be happy. Honestly, I'd be happy if it was just the original crew in a study room for 2 hours. So, have like the guest stars pop in and out that, the characters that went to the school. That'd be really cool. Starburns and Garrett and all of them. But, yeah, I'm very, very excited about a Community movie. I love that show. It's perfect.
I have a confession to make. I've never watched it.
Oh man, you've got to watch it.
Yeah, I'll take that back. I saw a D&D episode, and then I think I also saw a paintball episode. I think. Yeah.
They do these fun theme episodes, and they're just so good. And like, man, it's really really good.
Okay.
Watch it
Okay.
from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you watch
All
the
right.
D&D episode that was pulled, or the one that's still up?
I
There's
watched whichever
two.
one the first one was.
Okay, the second one I believe is the one that's pulled because Ken Jeong was in blackface, and they pulled it. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
I'm sure I
But
can find it somewhere on the
I'm sure
internet.
you could. And he's not even in the episode that long, which is, I feel like they could have edited him out. That would have been season 5 probably, because I think that's when Jonathan Banks was on the show. But
Blackface.
yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, I can't do that.
No.
But no, definitely watch Community. It's so good. The first one's good too, with Neil, and Pierce is like taunting him with the sword that Neil is like gathered like on his like multiple campaigns. He has this weapon, right? And he loses it to Pierce, and Pierce is like, I'm rubbing my balls on it. That show is so funny. Oh my gosh.
It's gold, huh?
It is. Pierce was a funny character. I hate that Chevy Chase ended up being such a dud of a person, but
Yeah.
I
Which
guess
is real
that's where we are.
unfortunate. Yeah, which
I
is
know
real
that's where we are. Old man ruins legacy. you know.
Yep, yeah. Well, you ready to get under our big topic now that we've covered a little bit of news?
Big topic.
Yeah, our big topic we
We
talked
have a
about.
lot of stuff on our like a lot of crossover here on the list.
I know we will, and I think once we get there, we'll both chime in. If I realize it's something that either one of us have, we'll both just chime in
Sure.
to speed up the process because there's a pretty fair amount on here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we wanted to talk about our most anticipated games of 2024. Obviously, we know that 2024 we're already. It's hard to believe we're already in the third month almost of 2024. So we obviously know that there's been some stuff that's already released, but we're really just focusing on the stuff that hasn't been released yet. Is there any games before we get into this list? Is there any games that stood out to you so far this year that you've already played?
All right. I'm actually about
Helldivers?
to pull this up. So in this year, we already have 3 games that have come out that have scored over a 90 on OpenCritic,
Okay,
which I
what are
think
those?
is it is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Balatro, never heard of that one, and then Tekken 8. But then we also had Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth that came out, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Helldivers 2. Persona 3 Reload had really high scores
Yeah,
too. What?
it just came out not too long ago.
Yeah, it currently has an 88 on OpenCritic. Then we also had just major games like Suicide Squad and Skull and Bones, which didn't really review that well, but like major games, games that have been in the works for a long time, had a lot of hype behind them. So like this year has already been kind of nuts as far as games go. We have Rise. Well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. I'm just looking at some of the games that are upcoming here, and there's big ones. But one thing that I noticed from our list before we get into it is, for the most part, they all stop like after like May.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
have a lot
There's
scheduled
yeah.
beyond like May. We have a couple. I see a couple on here, and we have a few that don't have dates, period.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, like, are we screwed?
Yeah.
Like in the
Yeah. How
second half?
many
Because typically all these big games come out at the tail end. You know, I feel like October, November, September, October, November really is like the big, like heavy hitters. And yeah, we're gonna get Call of Duty. We're gonna get um probably an Assassin's Creed game if I had to guess at the end of the year. But like we had some major wins already. Like so, we've been very fortunate at the top half of this year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And when I was putting this list together, I noticed that like you hit October and it's just like there's nothing out there until like through. I was just kind of like, well, even really into later half of September, I noticed too. So,
And then there's
all
all
right,
the games that haven't even been announced yet that will come out later this year.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
that's true.
that's
That's
nuts.
true. All right, well, why don't you go ahead and start us off with? We'll go ahead and do your first two because I think we'll both chime in on the second one.
Yeah. So I had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Technically, it's not out yet. It comes out Thursday. That's like probably my most anticipated game of my life. And I can't wait. I talked enough about it before, though, so I'm not going to go in too much. This next one, though, was just announced last week. And
I know.
honestly, crazy amount of hype. Like,
I
I was, go
Yeah.
on.
No, I was just gonna say I wasn't expecting the 64 players online. I wasn't honestly expecting any online, to be honest with you. I thought,
We haven't
oh,
even
we
told
did.
them what it is yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
We're getting Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. This isn't the EA games. This is the games from like the mid 2000s, I think it was.
Yeah, the third person ones, right?
Yeah. I think you can go back and forth. I could be wrong. It's going to include the single player campaign, multiplayer modes with 64 players online. Cross gen multiplayer has been confirmed between PlayStation and Xbox. Let me
This
see
game
here. I'm
could be
trying to.
huge. Honestly, I know it's a classic collection remake, but from a multiplayer standpoint, like I
Oh
was a
yeah,
big I was a big fan of these games back in the day. I played the hell out of them on PS2.
I'm trying to find some more info here. I should have had this pulled up before we started. I
No,
apologize
it's
about
fine.
that. I'm just trying to find some of these features. So it's going to include some bonus maps for each game. Jabba's Palace, Bespin Cloud City. It's going to include bonus heroes. Um, oh my gosh, it's
Yeah,
I can't wait.
because the second one I think is when they introduced the heroes, right?
I think so. It says expanded Hero Assault. Hero
Yeah.
Assault is now playable on all ground maps, including the Death Star, Kashyyyk, Kamino, and Naboo for the first time ever. Mace Windu, Yoda, Luke, Darth Maul, Grievous, Vader, and more. I mean, this game, it looks just from the trailer that it got a texture upgrade. It doesn't look like a next gen game. Don't confuse that. But it
No,
looks like the
it's
textures
not a
look better.
remake.
No,
Yeah.
the textures 100% look better though. And I would imagine it's probably upscaled to 4K. I mean, I would think that would be kind of weird if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Um gosh, I'm trying to find more here. But yeah, I'm honestly, when they showed that off, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I am slightly worried about the gameplay. Will the gameplay hold up? Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I would like to think so. On PlayStation, it's getting DualSense support. I forgot about that.
Oh, wow.
So like haptic triggers and stuff. That's gonna be so cool. Um, if the gameplay holds up even a little bit, oh yikes! I need it. I need them to also split screen co-op, couch co-op. It has that. It has
You and your son are gonna get down on that.
Oh my, for sure. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to beat him to death in this game. He's gone. He's toast. I do kind of wish, and this is probably a somewhat hot take. I wish and I'm not trying to get too greedy, but I kind of wish they'd included more Clone Wars stuff and maybe some sequel trilogy stuff. But like, I get that this is a very old game. I mean, probably
Yeah.
20 years or more.
I'm really
Uh,
excited for it.
I'm watching
Because
this
if you
trailer. I'm
remember,
getting
you could
hyped.
because if you remember, you could do vehicles and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, like on like indoor, there's like people on the ground fighting with people on speeder bikes, which you
Yeah.
could do that in the EA ones as well, but like the EA ones were just okay.
And I don't think
Full
the
space
original
battle?
ones were 64 players though either. No way they could have handled that.
I probably not. I actually can't remember.
Probably 16 or 32, I'd say, I had to guess. And that's being generous.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Sorry,
but
I went on a huge
no,
tangent about this
no,
game.
no,
I'm
that's
just well
fine because
done.
that was also on my list as well. So this is going to be released on PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, and Xbox. And the
On
fact
March
that
14th.
yeah, on March 14th, so that'll be a day one download for sure on
Yeah.
that. Um, I tell you what though, like the fact that there's going to be crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation is pretty exciting though,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, all right, another game that's on both our list as well is Rise of the Ronin,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty excited about. This is a Team Ninja game. Team Ninja's made some of my favorite games. They've made the Dead or Alive series, which used to be my OG fighting game I used to play a ton of, but also they've done the Ninja Gaiden games.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what this game is going to be all about. The gameplay looks phenomenal, but one thing, as I was doing some research today, I didn't realize is this game's going to be 4-player co-op.
Oh, I didn't know that. Through the
Yeah,
story?
yeah,
Oh, shoot.
yeah. So that's pretty dope. So pretty excited about that. And then also another one that's on both of our lists as well is Final Fantasy Dawn Trail, which I know I'm going to be wrapped up with Endwalker before this comes out. I'll obviously still be grinding for gear and stuff like that, but I'm excited because with this brings a slew of updates for all the older content too. I'm pretty sure they're revamping all the graphics
Yep.
pretty much in the entire
Graphical
game.
update.
And I know that they're going to be adding because you can tell as you progress through the games, there's more and more voiceovers the farther you get down the expansion. So by the time this one comes out, it'll probably be fully voiced over if I had to guess. But excited to see what that brings as well. You want to go ahead and give us 2 more years?
Yeah, so I had Star Wars Outlaws on here as well. That's the game coming from Ubisoft, specifically Massive, who makes the Division games. Although the gameplay teaser that they gave us last year didn't really look like the Division, which is a good thing. I don't want it to. And then I also have Destiny 2, The Final Shape, which will hopefully be the final expansion before they move on to maybe Destiny 3. I'm actually not a huge Destiny fan, but I enjoy the gameplay. I think the gameplay is good. I just could care less about the story. I have a few
Yeah.
friends that play, but like, I mean, it's good. It's a good game, but
I think this is supposed to be, their last expansion because I know that they're also the same team, I think, is working on Marathon, right?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, which is actually on our list of games that don't have release dates. Is
They have
Marathon?
for Final Shape, they have Mass Effect cosmetics now.
That's what they're going to need to bring people back to the game. There's fans mad
Brought me
about the
back.
final shape for sure. Are they out yet?
Yeah. You get the ship and the ghost for free, and you can buy one
Is
set
it the
of like,
Normandy?
yeah.
I
It's
guess I got. I guess I got booted up. I guess.
you went. Man, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't do the No Man's Sky expedition for Mass Effect and get the Normandy as my freighter.
Oh man,
That face was
I'm
so
so
good.
I'm so upset.
Yeah, I don't have it either, man. It
It was
hurts.
bad. It was bad enough that like I waited so long to play the Mass Effect games. Now I realize I've missed out on all these mass related things. I'm kind of sad about.
Are you still playing Andromeda? Have you played anymore?
No, I
Or
didn't go back to it.
yeah, you don't have
Especially
watch a
coming
video.
off, that high of the first three. Didn't hit,
Yeah.
fam. The gameplay just felt a little rough. Felt
Yeah.
real rough.
Yeah.
All right, so one of mine is, well, 2 games is Nightingale, which actually just released February 20th in early access. That is a game that is, I believe, one of the developers from the OG BioWare actually is the
Oh,
one that's behind this game.
I didn't know that.
But it looks very good. It is on my Steam wish list currently. And then one that came out of early access that I'm excited to play is Sons of the Forest on PC, which it was on. I felt like it was in early access for like since last October, but I could be
Hasn't
wrong.
been that long. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to go back and play that. I love the first Forest game just because the crafting and building was so good in that game. I felt
Yeah.
like, but yeah, excited for those 2. You got what 2 more left on your list?
2
Then
more. Yeah. I've got Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. and World of Warcraft: The War Within. So I actually don't play World of Warcraft anymore, but I always get excited when they make a new expansion. That game's been going
I
on
haven't even seen the
forever.
trailer. I haven't even seen the trailer for the new one.
Looks pretty cool. The last one you could play as like a dragon. But yeah, of course, Snake Eater is my favorite Metal Gear game. So them remaking that, I'm really pumped for it. And then
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I just get excited when WoW makes a new expansion. I don't play it. I'll usually like get it on sale and play for a few weeks and then be done.
Get
But
it,
like,
get your free token to get a free level up character, move
yeah,
about your business. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. I just think it's cool. That game's been around forever. Still has a pretty loyal fan base. So I'm happy
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, that's fair. And then on my list, I'm trying to see what else. So I am excited. This is kind of weird for me to say because I don't watch the show. I don't watch the show really. But there's a new South Park game coming out called South Park Snow Day. I don't know if you saw the
Oh
video
yeah,
for it or not. Did we talk about this already?
I don't think
Uh,
so.
but it's more like in the play style of like Diablo. It's like it's 3D number one, but it's like more action based and it's not turn based like their other two games that they released.
Mhm.
And it all surrounds about them having a snow day off school, and it's just like this big grand adventure, which is pretty neat. And then Hellblade 2 is next on my list. I'm really excited for that. I honestly didn't know it was so soon. I mean, May's not that far away. I thought it was going to be farther out towards the holidays, but played the first one, beat the first one, absolutely loved it. And then next one is Black Myth Wukong. I know that I think I mentioned this to you last week, but that's the game that uses the Unreal 5 engine. It's kind of like a faster paced Souls like game that has to do with the the ancient Chinese folklore of like the Monkey King, I think is
Mhm.
what it surrounds, but looks phenomenal. I'm really excited for it. And then this one was a late addition because I didn't know it existed until I was looking today. And if you haven't played the DS version, the DS game called Fantasy Life, back in the day, they had a Fantasy Life game that basically allowed you to create your own character, but you could be different classes and switch between them at any time. But like you could be an archer, you could be a wizard, all this other stuff. But anyways, this is a really fun game, and essentially they're coming out with a new version of that on the Switch. So I'm really excited about that. I didn't know that was a thing until I saw it today.
Cool.
And then a couple of games I wanted to mention real quick that don't have release dates yet. Have you seen the trailer for Avowed?
Yeah, I think it looks good, but I'm still concerned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like sometimes you see these trailers, and you're like, but what's it really going to be like? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's kind of how I feel about that game. And then we already mentioned it before. Destiny, obviously, Bungie, one of their original IPs was Marathon, and they're working on a new Marathon game. No release date on that. You've seen the trailer for this, right? I
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. It looks kind of like Destiny in a different universe, essentially. All the characters look a little different. And then I can't remember if you and I back in the day played Test Drive Unlimited. I'm pretty
We
sure we
did.
did
We
because
did.
we would
Yeah.
we would go to the casino and gamble, and I think one
That's
of us won a
right.
car. I think
Probably. Yeah.
like in the little podium in the middle that was spin.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had no idea this game was even announced
Me neither.
until I was looking at it, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, it's essentially a newer version of what you and I had played.
Yeah.
So it's open world racing game similar to like Forza Horizon. However, like the old one, Justin, and kind of reminds me of 2K a little bit. You have your own house or apartment that you can decorate. You can go
Yeah.
to like a casino. Like it's like more than just racing. So I'm really anxious to see. If you haven't watched the trailer, you should
I'm gonna
definitely
check it
check it
out.
out. Yeah, it looks really good, but no release date on this yet. Um, I watched the video game trailer. They also did a 30-minute thing where they had like people on stage playing the game and all sorts of like the developers playing and stuff. But looks really good. So I'm excited for it. Anything you want to add about most anticipated games?
No, I mean, I do. I anticipate that Nintendo. I think Nintendo is actually gonna do a direct. Or no, they just did one. Sorry, they did a
Yeah.
third party direct. I mean,
I
Nintendo
think
always
that's
like
where
announce.
Fantasy Life was announced, by the way. I should have mentioned that.
Gotcha. Nintendo usually like does these announcements like, you know, just randomly, but then they announce games that usually come out this year. So I expect we're gonna get some Nintendo games, probably Pokemon, maybe Mario, maybe even like a Zelda
Yeah.
remaster or DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. Um, so I mean, Spider-Man 2 DLC. A lot of it's gonna be really DLC because we just don't know what's in the pipeline that we don't
You know
already
what I
know
would
about.
you know what I would love to see?
What's that?
Since they're remaking or re-releasing these games, the Metal Gear Solid games, I would love to see Metal Gear Solid Twin Snake get re-released for the Switch.
That'd be cool.
Did you play Twin Snakes?
Back in the day, yeah,
That's my favorite one. It's
it's a
so
good
good.
one.
It's so good. It's
Gosh, those
essentially
games
just
are
the
great.
first Metal Gear Solid remade with better cutscenes, and they added first person.
Didn't you say you were playing Death Stranding?
I had to step away from that one.
What? Why?
I just wasn't ready.
Oh my
I
gosh,
moved
that
on to
game is so good.
honestly though, like I can't play I can't play Final Fantasy 14 and Death
No.
Stranding at the same time.
Have you ever seen the trailers for Death Stranding?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a trailer that you need to watch. And honestly, it's like what motivated me to play the game. And I was like, this is the
I
best
watched
trailer I've
the
ever
I wa-
seen.
Okay, you can send it to me.
It's
I
like a
don't
9-minute trailer.
Oh, okay. All right,
It's
that's fine.
amazing.
I
It's
think what I'm gonna
incredible.
do I think what I'm gonna do is I might move it to my handheld and try to play on there.
Oof, that'd be kind of rough.
Maybe. All right. Are we ready for this new are we ready for this new section? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm ready. I was born
So
ready.
there was a new section that I was going to introduce this week, but I'm going to have to sit and think on that one for a while. But I will tease out the name. Is that okay, Justin?
Yeah.
The name of the new section coming, is it Bussin' or is it Sussin? That's going to be the name of the new section. However, we're gonna sit on that one and think about it for a while. However, there is a new section that I want to introduce called Hot Takes, and it's not sponsored. But if you've ever heard of the Hot Takes game by, if you've ever played What Do You Mean, there's a game called Hot Takes where essentially it's a game that's supposed to spark conversation and debate. And I think it would be fun. So we're gonna see. So I'm gonna lay some ground rules. We'll do one question, okay? I don't want to get too far in the weeds.
Yeah.
However, if it's something that we both agree on, you and I have decided that we will I will draw a different card. We want
Yeah.
to get something that we will debate, and I know you love to debate, so you know you're a master at it. I hear.
Stop it.
All right, here we go. Uh, in 100 years, there will be people living on Mars.
No.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
You don't think Mars is it?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. So we'll have to move on. Oh,
How
Lord.
exciting. We agreed.
Well, I'm not going to read this one because this is inappropriate.
Read it. Just read it, but we won't answer it.
You sure?
I gotta know it. I gotta know now.
Just know that you asked for this.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm just going to tell you I disagree. Butts are better than boobs.
All right, yeah, we're not gonna do that one. Throw it away.
Oh, you didn't want to give your answer? Okay.
No, I don't want to talk about this on the show.
Okay, that's fine. We'll talk about it offline.
We will not.
Oh, some of these are real. Some of these are real dark.
Dark or dirty?
A little bit of everything. Okay, all right. Famous people.
Hold up. If you have like a dark one, I'm all for that one.
Famous people are usually happier than regular people.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay. Why?
Because there is this whole thing where people think money can buy happiness, right? Like, I think some famous people, not all, right? I think are constantly chasing something. And when they get there, they realize that, well, what else is there? And they think they're going to be fulfilled in some way. And then when they realize that there's nothing else, then they're just sad and depressed like everybody else. That's my thought. And I honestly never really thought about it until I was listening to an interview with who's the guy that does Reacher? Alan Richardson, I think's his name.
Sure. I don't know.
He was talking about how he plays in a show on Amazon called Reacher. If you've not seen Reacher, it's phenomenal. You should watch it. Second season's out right now on Amazon. Anyways, he's talking about how he tried to constantly pursue something. He got to where he thought success was going to be and where he was going to be fulfilled, and he realized there was nothing there. It was just nothing, right? So he got so depressed, and keep in mind, this guy he has 2 kids and a wife. He and this is after he was successful and after he found like success or whatever. Guy tries to hang himself in his garage. And when they asked him why, he said, honestly, he was like, I was in such a dark place that I felt like I was doing others a favor.
That okay. Counterpoint. That's one person. Like Robin Williams also, unfortunately, did that. But there are plenty who don't. The majority do not. And we have problems, Travis, that they have never even had to consider. When's the last time you think Taylor Swift went to the grocery store and had to look, oh God, eggs have gone up again. Milk has gone up again.
Hey, you better not say that too loud. Your wife will come down and beat the shit out of you.
But no, for real, like they just had they don't have the same. They have problems. I'm sure.
I think they get new problems. I think they have. I think they have problems that we don't have, and we have problems that they don't have.
Sure.
That's not to say they haven't experienced them once in life before they found success.
Sure, but their problems, they have way more resources than we do to tackle them.
Haven't you ever heard of? The famous artist Mace, found by Sean Combs? Mo money, mo problems is what is what I heard.
Right. Pull a dark one. Pull a dark one.
So we agree to disagree, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a pretty dark one. Waffles are better than pancakes.
That's a tough one. I actually don't know if I have an opinion.
Ooh, here we go.
Dark either.
Here we go. No, I don't know.
I went demented.
No, I don't. There's not any super dark. But what do you think about this? Since you're in your profession, I will not say what you're in. I will not say what your job is.
Okay. Thank you.
Art should be mandatory part of the curriculum, just like math and science.
Art?
Art. A-R-T. Art.
No, not art. Not art. No. It should be required.
Okay.
Now, I do think other liberal arts classes should be, like history, sociology, things like that.
I guess.
But art, nah.
I guess when I say dark, I just mean topics that aren't great to talk about on.
I thought you meant like real.
Like this one. Men have it easier than women.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Facts on facts. Yeah, I'll have to next week. What I'll do is I'll actually go through and queue up some.
Should we play like a game? Should we play another game on the show? I like how we're just brainstorming ideas for next week while we're doing the current show. All right. I like it when we play games. Maybe we can get Terry or Maxwell or somebody to join us.
Yeah. We can
put them on the spot. I put it out there on the show and now they have to.
If nobody responds, then we know they didn't listen. So.
Oh, that's a good point. We'll know who Emily. Get Emily on here.
Yeah.
Get the whole gang. Get the whole gang. We'll play a game.
Marley agrees.
Hey, yeah, Marley's like, don't leave me out.
Let me ask you this, and this is the last one I'll ask you.
Yeah.
The Office is better than Parks and Recreation.
Yes, but Parks has okay. I'm going to make a stupid topic complicated for no reason. The Office is better, but The Office overstayed its welcome, and Parks didn't. And Parks I think season 1 of Parks is good. People didn't like it. So in my opinion, Parks has 0 misses. But people thought The Office season 1 was bad, and I didn't. So
that was real cringe. All right, let me ask you this, and this isn't related to this. This is an Office related question.
What was your answer for Parks in The Office?
I've not seen Parks, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh man, you got to watch.
I know. Parks. I get crap for it all the time. Anyways, what is your? Because when I watch, there's certain shows when I watch, I get secondhand uncomfortable, secondhand embarrassed. Right. Yeah. What do you think is the most cringe episode of The Office?
So it's easy
you can even talk about super fan episodes, because I can already tell you mine is probably Scott's Tots.
So yeah, it's easy to say Scott's Tots or Dinner Party, because I think they're both extremely cringe. But I actually kind of think Andy's play is pretty cringe too. When in this I've quieted its beak, and like the bottle's just.
Yeah, that is true.
And then Michael's booing the actor. He's like, "Oh, you're the guy that booed me earlier." That entire episode is like, honestly, it's pretty great.
The one with Michael Klump was pretty cringy too.
Jeez, yeah. Man, dinner party though, that's when we're like, when it comes on, like we stop what we're doing and we're like, oh, we can't like be on our phone. We have to watch dinner party and take it all in. Like
Yeah,
that's like a master class in like cringe television.
the whole dialogue and just reactions between uh Michael and Jan. When she puts on Hunter's music, it's just like God, bro, it's the worst.
I love it when like the fight escalates and she's like, and I'm a candle maker, but you don't hear me bragging about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That whole like Kayla and I said we'll just like break out into that scene for some reason. We're so weird. But yeah, I'm like, she's the devil. I am the
You
devil.
should bring your wife on the podcast sometime.
I should. Yeah. No, it's not gonna happen. No, I'm kidding.
I'll message her directly and ask her to be on.
She can sit in for me then.
Oh,
Whenever
you
I'm
want
too sleepy to do this.
There you go. All right. Well, I guess that was a whole different type of section other than hot takes. It was a
That
little
was
bit of
fun.
everything.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I have a slew of different games, especially like games that require like I got trivia, I got everything. We'll
Yeah.
we'll definitely do something. All right. Well, let's get into our picks. Oh no, I almost said it.
Pick of the week.
Maybe we should just bring
Oh,
it back. Maybe we should just do it.
maybe we should.
Let's just do pick of the week. That's
That's what the
fine.
people want. Give the people what they want, man.
Give the people what they want. All right. So do you have a pick of the week? Because I didn't write mine down, and I'm starting to wonder.
I do. So this is
Oh yeah, let's hear all about them.
the
Now that
Sony.
blur's really working for you.
Yeah, check the little mic piece goes in, so I can like it looks normal, and then I can pull it back out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, very cool. It's a little blurry because yeah. Oh, so for those of you that are listening, this is the Sony Elite Pulse headset that just came out last week. They released 3D Pulse headset a couple years ago, and it was great. It didn't have an extendable mic. This one does. And honestly, I didn't really like those. I didn't think they sounded good. This one, though, however, sounds phenomenal. I actually, I don't want to brag, but my kill death ratio in Siege has gone up because I can actually hear where the enemy is now. I can hear footsteps more clearly. And just overall, the headset is just really great. Some of the reviews online said it was uncomfortable. So I definitely think it's kind of a, your mileage may vary kind of situation. For me, it's extremely comfortable. It also has AI noise cancellation, so I can be munching on chips or slurping that drink, and no one's going to hear it. But I did try clapping, and they did hear that. So, but yeah, it's like just this AI noise cancellation, which is pretty cool. What's up? Any
Munching
comments?
those chips.
Munching those chips. I actually don't even eat chips. I don't know why I said that. They're just like the noisiest food.
Yeah.
But no, I really like them. It's a good headset. Audio quality is great. It came with, you can't see it, but it comes with this little attachment that you actually mount to your wall or desk, and it has you just hook the headset onto it and it charges it while it's hanging off of it.
Did you hang it on your wall?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's right there. It's a little high though. I kind of wish I'd put it lower.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see it sticking out. It's way up there.
You don't see it. It's out of the shot. It's all the way. Oh wait, maybe you did. Is that little nub right there?
Yep, that's what that is.
That little nub. You can barely see it right there.
All them nubbins.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Wow. Okay.
That's
There it
way
is.
up there. Yeah.
Got that blur action going.
You do have that blur action going.
Yeah.
So mine, I've never done this before, but my I don't want to make up my glasses again. But one of the things I forgot to mention at the top of the show is that I got accepted into the early access beta for some new software for these, and it now has the ability that I can look at something, I can pick up something, and I can say, "Hey Meta, tell me what I'm looking at." Oh, and it will actually tell me exactly what I'm looking at in detail. Like I asked it, I looked at my bar cart last night, and I say, "Hey Meta, look at this and tell me what I can make with this." And it kept giving me, it like started listing out like different recipes that I could make with what the alcohol it saw. Or I was actually on a hike today and I saw this flower and I said, "Hey Meta, tell me what plant this is." And it's like, "Oh, this is a such and such from this family of plants, yada, yada, yada." I even was holding an Aldi's coupon today just to see if it would know what it was, and I was like, "Hey Meta, tell me what I'm looking at." And it's like, this appears to be a 30% or a $5 off coupon from Aldi's with a purchase for with over $30, only available at the Kennesaw location. It was like, which I know part of it is just reading what it sees,
Yeah.
but the fact it gives me all this detail that I'm not expecting, you know what I mean? It's just kind of
Yeah.
wild.
That's cool.
So it's been really neat. I think because like I see the possibilities of things later on down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just been really neat. Plus, like I found, as weird as it is to say, I've also found that like I'm not in my phone all the time. It's actually less than the amount that I'm on my phone, which is kind of
Good.
weird. So like if I want to take a picture, I snap a picture, or like if I have a question, I'll just ask my glasses. And I found I'm pulling my phone out of my pocket less. But what's cool is it still integrates with all the, like I can play music on my phone, and instead of like if I don't have headphones in, it just automatically plays through my glasses. Like I don't know, it's just been neat to have something kind of more integrated into just like a pair of glasses or something I wear. So
And no one can hear the music except for you.
correct. Now, if you turn it up full blast, somebody can hear a little something, but they're still not sure what it is.
But it sounds fine to you. You can hear it just fine.
Yeah, yeah. I don't typically ever have to turn it up more than halfway, to be honest with you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and they have a microphone built in, so if somebody calls you, and like for instance, like somebody called me while I was driving today, and I didn't have my AirPods in, but as soon as I answered the call, I just was talking through my glasses. But obviously, both my ears are still available, so I can hear everything else that's going on around me. So
Yeah.
it's pretty neat.
You're living in
But
the
yeah,
future, man.
no, if I was living in the future, I'd be having one of those Vision Pros.
You'd be on Mars, living
Yeah,
on Mars in
just
100
live.
years.
That's right. That's
It's not
right.
going to happen.
Mass Effect Andromeda stuff.
Oof. So bad.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to add before we go? We're right over an hour. We've been doing
Right
pretty good.
over an hour with a
Doing pretty
minor
good.
break in the middle for 2 seconds.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, to our listeners and also our viewers. Please feel free to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. We would love to hear in the comments what you would like to see in future episodes. Also, if you want to chime in on any of the hot takes that we had, we would love to hear your opinions.
Definitely.
And we'll make sure to read them out on the next episode. So, whatever medium that you watch or listen to this on, just feel free to drop it in the comments, and we'll make sure to take a look for it. But we will try to continue to bring some sort of like fresh game or an idea to each episode every week. We'll try to keep it like different. But I don't know. I like switching it up occasionally. It's always fun sometimes. So,
Definitely.
yeah. Well, until next time, we look forward to seeing you next week, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Peace.